$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, check. That's check. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raidered. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. This is the Sportsocracy, and we are heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app and seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat, and you can join us right here in the Ingalls studio. It is a
Football Friday.
Yeah, I got a good one out of him because he's going to be off for a week, and so he's mustering all he can to get through.
Here's
this
the thing,
week.
boys and girls. I'm not going to lie to you. Jeremy has just enough in him to give you everything he's got for 2 hours, 59 more minutes. Then I'm headed to Mobile, Alabama.
We will have coverage from Philostradamus, Jeremy Green, all week next week in the Sportsocracy, live from Mobile, Alabama, and the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Oh, it's going to be so good. So good. This weekend's going to be great. We have breaking news.
Oh, what?
Got to hit your button.
It's
breaking news to them, just not us.
Who's going to break the news? Who's going to break the news? Who's going to break the news? Who's going to break the news?
You asked for it, and we're going to try our best to deliver it. We will be live streaming the conference championship game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens from our respective houses. We figured it out. We can do stuff.
Yep.
Tank side of it might be a little interesting. We'll see. His audio might be El Terrible, but we're gonna do our best.
Yes.
We're actually testing out the software that we will be using for me in Mobile next week. So we will be live 3:00 on Sunday for Chiefs Ravens.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
And then Jeremy has to go CB because I have to exit.
Yep. Hitting the road early in the morning on Monday.
Yeah. Dad convinced me to drive because he doesn't like to fly.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he convinced me by saying, I'll drive. And I went, cool. I'm going to throw on a true crime podcast and sleep the whole way.
Meanwhile, I will be holding it down here next week in the Ingalls studio. Some guest co-hosts lined up throughout the week. Next week, we'll have a few more interviews than we normally do. Plus, we'll have our daily check-ins from the Senior Bowl live in Mobile, Alabama. I don't want to scream it too loud.
Roll Tide!
Colin Green, he's excited. He says, Mobile, Alabama, home of the good food, fishing, bad weather, and weird liberals.
So Asheville. Yeah. I mean, we don't have fishing necessarily.
I mean, we do.
What, in Lake Julian where you can pull out a 3-horned fish? You get one of those fish like from The Simpsons that has 7 eyes and a hoof?
There are only like 7,000 rivers around this area. You know that, right?
Yeah, but most of them aren't in Asheville. You got to get out to like Waynesville or Barnardsville or Robbinsville. All the villes that aren't Asheville.
Right. You pull something out of the French Broad River and try to feed that to me, you're going to die. Because not happening.
Yeah, because it's been noshing on the bodies that are in that thing.
That's self-defense.
I'm good.
That's self-defense because you eat anything out of that river and it's going to kill you.
I think on the way to Mobile, I'm going to listen to that new Keith Morrison podcast. Edna and Gladys were murderers.
It is conference championship weekend in the NFL. We'll have all of the analysis and the breakdowns of the game coming up for you in the program. First, though, I feel like we have to start with the Bill Belichick news.
That he's not going to be a coach in the NFL because everybody in the league is going, we're on to anybody else.
It was supposed to be a done deal. Bill Belichick going to Atlanta.
Well, we told you yesterday something's up.
Right. And then everything fell apart at some point. And then the Atlanta Falcons did that thing that Jeremy said no one had done so far this hiring cycle.
I don't hate it as bad as you think, but we'll talk about the Raheem Morris side of this.
You said that earlier.
Oh, well, yeah, because it was funny.
This is the one.
No, so far the one was Gerard Mayo. I hated the Gerard Mayo hire more than Raheem Morris.
Really?
There's a reason for that. We'll get into that in the next segment.
Okay, all right.
I think there is something that we really need to acknowledge, and it has become abundantly obvious. Rob Johnson asked us in the YouTube chat, is Ben Johnson a lock to D.C.? Yes. Short of what could happen between now and then. Washington, D.C. could fall off into the Atlantic Ocean, and he might decide he doesn't want to go. That's it. I mean, this is the worst kept secret in the history of time. Seattle, I'm still a little confused where they're going to go. Raheem Morris had gotten some traction in Seattle, but I'm starting to think maybe that's Patrick Graham. I don't know. Here's what I do know. The old guard in the NFL got very little traction in this hiring cycle. Bill, one team was interested. Mm-hmm. That's it. Nobody else had even a passing interest.
And have you heard the latest rumor?
What's that?
Is that he'll take over when Andy Reid retires after he wins the Super Bowl. I couldn't believe that was in the AP story. Normally, for those of you who don't know, when the AP puts out these stories, there is zero speculation for the most part that comes out in the scripts for
there
radio.
was a little speculation in the AP story when they announced Raheem Morris was taking the Falcons job. And that speculation was Raheem Morris had become Ajira Avero. Hey, learn a book. Maybe you should check and make sure the person that you're putting in the story is the person that the story's about.
But AP copy does not put in like innuendo or references or guesses or speculation, especially if it's not quoted by somebody. I was shocked when I read that in the AP story this morning, that apparently this must be widespread rumor that Bill's going to take over Kansas City if Andy Reid retires. I think everybody looks at Bill and knows that this is done. I would think. Every team in the NFL, do you want to win right now? Could Bill come in and give you a little, I don't want to say stability, but the leadership necessary for a short little run? Sure. But if I'm looking further than that. I want to look 3 to 8 years down the road. And I just don't believe that Bill's got that left. And I don't want to upset the apple cart, so to speak, if I'm any of these other teams. Atlanta, it made perfect sense to me. But I don't see it with Seattle. I didn't see it with Carolina. It didn't benefit both sides.
I didn't. I mean, it made a little bit of sense with Atlanta that's a roster that I think is ready-made. It made a lot of sense for Bill. I don't necessarily know that it made a lot of sense for the Falcons, and I think that's where they got to. You said yesterday a story that had been floating out there that Arthur Blank was in a tizzy about the coaching. No, I think it was he wanted Bill, and he realized when he sat him down in a room, he's 72 years old. He's 8 years younger than Arthur Blank. The game's passed you by. I'm going to say this as clearly as I can because you know I love being right. You know what this hiring cycle told me?
What's that?
I ain't been wrong about Bill Belichick since we started this show. The NFL looks at him and goes, it was Tom, not you. You drafted him. Congratulations. You made the best draft pick in the history of the NFL. Other than that, you built a really good defense. Your offense was propped up by Josh McDaniels and Bill O'Brien and all the guys that actually coordinated this offense. You get no credit. Because if you got the credit that the widespread, the average fan gave Bill Belichick, he'd have a job. Because he wants one, we all know that. That is a terribly kept secret that he does not want to just fade into the ether. I'm not so sure he has a choice. Because I keep hearing, oh, well, he'll just have his pick of jobs in 2025. You know, it's funny. He didn't have his pick of jobs this year. Carolina Panthers. No. To my knowledge, they never even made contact. Tennessee Titans. I know they never made contact. Seattle Seahawks, up until this point, have not made contact. The only team that had any form of interest was Atlanta. And looking around at the hires in this cycle, what do you see that they all have in common? They're all young dudes.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest one hired so far in this cycle is Raheem Morris. He's 47 years old. He's 47 years old, and he's the oldest one by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Canales is 42. Brian Callahan's 39. The old guard is, you're done. Pete Carroll, he wants a job too. Weird. Nobody called. It's not because they're not good coaches. You mix in the age and where the sport is going. I'm good. Mm-hmm. The days of the coach that is defensive first, run the ball 3 yards in a cloud of dust, it's done.
Yeah, Harbaugh's older, by the way, than Raheem Morris. Much older.
Oh, well, I wasn't really counting Jim Harbaugh.
The other guys.
Apologies. I thought that was implied.
Yeah. The other guys. We get it.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh's a little bit of a different scenario.
Yeah, it's different with Ben Johnson and Callahan and all the – yeah, we see what you were trying to do there. I don't know if it – and how much do you think it is of the locker room atmosphere? Because I would –
Players have always seemed to like him.
Bill?
Yes. Players
Really?
that played in New England, find me one that says anything negative about him. I'll wait. Any one of them you can find, they had some horrible way that they either got cut or traded or moved off of. The guys that played for him forever, many of whom are now in the media, they go out of their way to do nothing but say nice things about how he's a different person away from the cameras. He's a different person when he talks to the media than he was with us. He was like a dad to me. I've heard every bit of this. Teddy Bruschi will do it for 5 hours if you allow him to. Rodney Harrison will do the same thing.
But that was, to me, that was a different era, right? That's all the early New England guys. I feel like we've seen several times in the last few years guys coming out of there saying that's a terrible place to be.
Mm-hmm. Guys that were there for a short time. It's always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the Patriot way guys. To me, that's what this is more of an indictment of that. Of the NFL has looked at the Patriot way without Tom and gone, no, the Patriot way is the Tom Brady way. Because weird, he went to Tampa with Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles, and that was fine. Went down there, won a Super Bowl. What'd Bill do? Oh, he went 9-8 one time and made the playoffs and got smoked like a deli meat. And then he brought in Cam Newton. You remember that? That was fun. Why would I sign up for that? Why would I sign up for any of that? I get this old crotchety curmudgeon that doesn't want to talk to the media, has no interest in doing anything outside of the football room, outside of the locker room, outside of the practice field, outside of the football field. He's got no interest. Why would I sign up for that? Why would I not go get Brian Callahan, who's 39 years old? Done things with Jake Browning, done things with Joe Burrow. Great offense. It's looked good for years. Why would I not go get that? Why would I not go get Dave Canales, who every quarterback he works with gets better? No, I want to go get 72-year-old Bill Belichick, who outside of Tom Brady, the best quarterback he's ever had in his life was Bernie Kosar. Congratulations. I'm good.
I would love to know where this fell apart. Was it Bill's refusal to mesh with what Arthur Blanks envisioned for his team, right? Whatever role he was going to have, whether it be him working in concert with Terry Fontenot, the GM, or what. There was obviously something there that threw them back. Was Terry Fontenot the one that said this ain't a good idea? What was Rich McKay's role in all of this? Because part of the story of making Raheem Morris the head coach was that Rich McKay's being cut out of the day-to-day. He's still the president.
Oh, that was a rumor. I've heard a lot of rumors around this. So I'm going to tell you what I was told, and then in the next segment, I'm going to tell you what I think happened.
Okay.
What I was told is that Bill was never the no-doubt candidate that Vegas made it seem to be. That he got the interview there, and people were looking at it the wrong way. it wasn't that Atlanta was so locked into him that nobody else bothered to bring him in for an interview because that was a foregone conclusion. Nobody else was interested. And when nobody else was interested, it kind of made Arthur Blank go, that's odd. Am I missing something here? Mm-hmm. And then you get Bill in the room, and like Luke Haynes said in our YouTube chat, not providing titles to his staff, needing drafting assistant, but he wants needing somebody to help him with the draft, but wanting to be the GM. Then you start doing all those things, and it was pretty easy for Arthur Blank to go, this might be the last coaching hire I'm a part of. I mean, he's 80 years old. I think he'll be 81 in a few either weeks or months. Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to do this. Now, that's what I was told. What I think happened is really similar to what I think happened in Carolina. And after the break, I'll tell you what that is.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
When you think Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
GiveMeTheVin.com is paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, it's Mark Starling from First News on 570, and I've been telling you for years how great Summit Dental is with Dr. Chad Reinhardt. Look, you don't have to take it from me. Check out these 5-star reviews on Google. Summit Dental is amazing. They're so friendly and welcoming when you arrive. They have comfort options that you can request.
Get your tickets now online at theorangepeel.net. Don't miss Scott Stapp live March 15th. See you at the Peel.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Win $1,000 in inflation compensation.
I just won $1,000.
And kick your new year into high gear.
What? No way! It's right every day. That's great.
Happening now.
Brought to you by PSG. PSG Traffic Services exists to save lives by providing safe work zones and to provide all your traffic needs. PSG is hiring team members. Excellent pay and benefits. Call 910-821-1720 or visit psgtrafficservices.com.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Atlanta Falcons decided not to hire Bill Belichick, and they've gone with Raheem Morris. He returns to Atlanta and returns to the NFC South, where he was a coach, a head coach once before. He was the interim head coach after Dan Quinn got fired back in 2020 with the Falcons. They weren't very good. He was the head coach of a Tampa Bay team that was not very good between 2009 and 2011, I want to say. And then he had one winning season that was bookended by terrible seasons. I'm hoping that this time goes better for him. I think he has more talent than he ever had with those other teams, though, with this Atlanta team.
I agree with that. I don't hate this hire as much as some other people. I don't love it. But what I think happened is that Raheem Morris walked in the room and did exactly to Arthur Blank what Dave Canales did to Dave Tepper. Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy, no doubt. He's super impressive in the room. He has a plan. And if that's the case, okay. I mean, do I hate it exponentially worse than I would have hated Bill Belichick? I mean, Atlanta's biggest problem is that you haven't drafted particularly well down the line, and you don't have a quarterback. Those are two things that Bill can't help you with. Unfortunately, the things that I don't think Raheem Morris particularly helps you with either.
Mm-hmm. Well, he comes in from Los Angeles. Well, how did you feel about him as the Rams defensive coordinator? Because remember, he took over after the Super Bowl.
He did. No, he was there for the Super Bowl.
Was he?
Yes, he was there for the Super Bowl.
Okay. My bad. I thought he came the season after.
I mean, I think he's done a lot with very little because that's not a very talented defense. The secondary is awful, and it was still good. It was good enough. So, I mean, I don't mind that part. He's worked on both sides of the ball, which is intriguing to me. Like I said, I don't hate it. I don't know that – I'm never going to be a fan of hiring defensive coaches. I've said that enough times. But if you're going to hire one, I think you could have done worse than Raheem Morris. I also really like the staff that he's going to be able to put together. He's connected to a lot of – I won't be shocked if Zach Robinson's his OC.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the most popular name in this hiring cycle coordinator-wise.
It was the first name that was thrown out yesterday by all of the Bucs pages and insiders and reporters were all saying Zach Robinson's the guy. That's who they want to go after. Now, a guy with options may not necessarily want to go to Tampa Bay, but he is a hot name on the market, and he does have that connection, obviously, because they were together there in Los Angeles with the Rams for the last